Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin, your dating and relationship expert and love and communication expert. And this is seductionpower.com. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the silent killer of marriages and relationships. And if you're a single guy and you want to get into a long-term relationship or marriage, listen up. Because this one sneaks up on every single one of us who have been in a long-term relationship when we don't figure it out until it's too late. I call this the silent killer because you don't notice it until it's over. Okay, so this should be a relatively short video. Alright, so I'm going to start out this way. When I was probably in my mid-20s, probably 24, 25, 26, my sister had her first child. And the kid was in the back bedroom. I was over visiting my mom's house where my sister was living at the time, and I was visiting for some reason. And we were in the kitchen, the three of us, and we were eating, made some sandwiches. We were just talking and eating. And we'd been in there for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, my mother jumps up and runs back to the back room. And I looked at my sister and I'm like, what's she? Goes, I don't know. And so we both ran back there, and my niece, she was just, I think she was probably a year old or maybe less. She was choking to death. So my mother had grabbed the syringe thing. It's a little rubber squeeze thing and what she did, she shoved it up my niece's nose and was sucking this mucus out of her nose, and she's blowing into her mouth. And I'm like, whoa. And like, what? I'm thinking, what the heck is going on here? Well, back then they were making this baby, like fake powdered milk stuff. I think it was called Smilax or something like that, or Similax. And it was not good. It was killing babies because it was causing them to clog up like that to where they couldn't breathe. Now, if I remember right, I think when children are really, really young, they don't know to breathe out of their mouth. They breathe out of their nose. So when their nose gets clogged up, they just can't breathe because they don't think to open their mouth. So my mother was like trying to get the baby's mouth open and forced her to breathe out of her mouth. And she started to breathe and started to panic and started to cry. But we were like, oh, thank God, the baby's, going to be fine. And we calmed it down, and all four of us, we went out in the kitchen with the baby. And I remember telling my sister, and I didn't know it was a gut instinct, like, hey, there's something wrong with that stuff. Stop giving her that. Just breastfeed her. Blow it. She goes, oh, but Michael, I'm like, Amber, your baby's going to freaking die. So we started calming down, and we started talking. And about 10, 15 minutes later, I go, Mom, how did you know to just jump up and go back there? And here's what she said. She said, because everything went silent. She goes, I noticed there was no noise at all. There was no gurgling. There was no crying. There was no banging around. There was just no noise. And she goes, Michael, now my mom had 7 children, and she helped raise other children, etc. And she goes, one thing I've learned is when things get quiet, something is really, really wrong. I was like, huh, okay. So there was another time when the same child was a little bit older, and she was in the back room playing, and she was banging around and just making noise and stuff, and it was the same thing, and I didn't catch it. My mother just jumped up and ran back. I'm like, oh no, not again. And what happened was I think she had wrapped a cord around her throat, or so, I forget what it was. But she wasn't breathing again, and sure enough, my mom saved the baby once again. And I go, how did you? She was, Michael, she went quiet. And I was like, huh, okay. So let that serve as a metaphor for this video. So here's the deal. When a woman is, okay, here's the thing, okay, this is going to kind of flip to the opposite. So when a woman, not kind of, it's going to be 180 degrees to the opposite side. One of the main things when you get into a relationship with a woman, for the first year and a half or so, maybe even 2 years if you're lucky, you're in what we call the honeymoon phase. Your hormones and chemicals are kicking in, oxytocin's kicking in, you're in love and you feel good, and everything is wonderful. But there does come a time when she kind of starts to bitch and moan and complain, like, hey, pick up your socks, hey, make the bed, hey, she's kind of, I call it the thing, right? You know, like one thing women will do, like every girlfriend I had, high school girlfriend, girlfriend in my 20s, they always want to like kind of pop your blackheads, right? I know it sounds gross, but they kind of they preen you, they fix you, they want to do your hair. Hey, you got something, they'll pull something out of your hair. You know, like, hey, they pick up your socks, and you know, they kind of complain. They kind of like, hey, you know, you gotta stop eating like that. Or you gotta. It's kind of a. Now, here's the key word. It's kind of a consistent experience. So a lot of men call it nagging, okay? So they're complaining, they're nagging, like, hey, tie your shoes. Hey, you know, like put your shoes in the closet or put them where they're supposed to be. And it, you know, after a while it can become irritating, okay? I'm not going to deny that. Now, this is a really, really good thing because it means she's mentally and emotionally and chemically bonded with you. Now, here's the deadly silent killer of relationships and love. When this happens, it's almost over, or it might actually be over, depending on how long you let it go. Now, fortunately, with my mother and her instincts, she didn't let it go very long at all, like maybe a minute or two, and boom, she jumped up and she ran back. And she saved a life. In this case, we're going to save your marriage. We're going to save your relationship. So here's the deal. When your wife or girlfriend stops preening you, stops complaining, stops trying to fix you, stops trying to tell you, hey, don't do this, and blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, here's the deal. When she goes silent, that is not a good sign. That is a deadly sign. Now here's the deal. Most men, they actually believe, oh, finally, we're getting along. We're at peace now. Now we have peace and quiet, and we can enjoy each other's company, and everything's wonderful. Everything's finally good. Like we got over the bumpy part of the road. I'm going to tell you what to do to make sure this doesn't happen. Okay, but before that, I'm going to teach you this. So here's the deal. Most men literally think when she's quiet, she's not complaining or nagging, like we're on a smooth road, because to him, emotionally and physically, she's not nagging and complaining, and so now it's like he can finally relax again. So he has essentially gotten lulled to sleep by her silence. And she has already checked out of the relationship, and she is already making plans on when she's going to leave, how she's going to leave, what she's going to say. She may even be looking for not only a place to live, but another partner. Now, this could last 6 months, a year, 2 years, even longer. She's going to make sure she has money saved, a stable place to live, and probably a stable partner already ready to go. She's already checked out, so if she's gone silent, it's over. Now here's the tricky part of all of this, and this is when you catch it. Okay, so I was at my dad's house in Mountain View. This was probably 1999 or something like that, probably 96. And I went over there and I went in because I lived with him for a year, about 4 years before that or something. I just went back to visit. Hey, what's going on, Dad? And my stepmom, Mary, was there. And he was sitting at the kitchen table and the dishes were piled. The garbage can was overflowing, and she just cleaned the bedroom and she cleaned the master bathroom. And now she's cleaning the other bathroom, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts vacuuming the hallway in her bedroom and her daughter's bedroom. And she's coming down the hallway and now she's vacuuming, and I felt really bad. I'm like, hey, Dad, I'm going to help me. He goes, no. He's Michael, no, don't do that. Actually, that's another story on how to save your marriage. I'm not going to put that in this one. I want to keep this video short. So I'm feeling bad because she's cleaning all this stuff, and every now and then she goes, Gary, will you do the dishes? Yes, dear. By the way, brilliant. My dad taught me this, and he was teaching me it that day. He goes, Michael, the 2 words to keep a happy marriage. Yes, dear. I was like, oh, okay, Dad. And I was young. I was in my 20s. Here's the funny thing. He's absolutely right. So she kind of came in the kitchen again. She goes, Gary, are you going to do the dishes or not? Yes, dear. So she, oh, okay. So she kind of nagged a little, and then she came in like, hey, can you take out the garbage to my dad, Gary? He goes, yes, dear. And so she's in the living room cleaning and dusting and spraying, what is that stuff called? Pledge, on the furniture and wiping things down and she did the windows and she vacuumed. And I mean, I'm sitting there for over an hour and I'm like, Dad, I think we should, I felt guilty. Like I didn't even live there, but I mean, I wanted to help. He's like, no, trust me, you're going to ruin it if you do that. I'm like, what? Okay, I am going to teach you that part. He goes, Michael, look how happy she is. I was like, oh. So she comes into the kitchen again. She goes, Gary, are you going to take out the garbage or not? He goes, yes, dear. My dad was actually a really smart man, okay? So she went back out cleaning the whatever, and I got up and he goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm going to do the dishes, Dad. I mean, come on. He goes, no. He goes, Michael, don't do a thing. You're going to ruin my marriage. I'm like, what? By the way, I'm actually teaching it to you what I said I wasn't going to. I'm teaching it now. So she comes in and she goes, oh, Gary, I thought you were going to do the dishes. He goes, yes, dear. So she literally walks over, starts doing the dishes. Hi, Michael. How are you doing? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. And he goes, no. Because Michael, actually, that's the part I'm not going to do in this video because that's a totally separate subject. So my dad said, just give her short answers like yes, no, whatever. And so I was like, okay. And so she's doing the dish. She does the dishes. And she goes, Gary, are you going to take out the garbage or not? Now, while she's saying this, she's going to the garbage. She's grabbing the bag. And she's wrapping it up and tying the string thing, plastic, whatever. And she goes out and throws it outside in the garage in the garbage. Or behind the garage, on the side of the garage. Now, here I am feeling guilty as hell not lifting a finger to help out. My dad's like, no. He goes, Michael, look how happy she is. And I'm like, okay. So I had an experience many years later where my girlfriend, she was Laotian, and she came over and she wanted to cook for me. And I felt really guilty because my mother told me, don't ever let a woman cook for you. Don't let her work for you. Don't let her clean. That's just wrong. Well, it turns out it's instinctual. What my mother taught me ruined my relationships. Now, as I look back, I was like, she was so happy to cook her traditional food for me. And she was so, and I go, baby, you don't have to. She goes, but I want to. And you could see her heart breaking. It's in there. It's hardwired into them to please you, to work, to earn your affection. Most men do the opposite. Let her earn your affection. If she's not earning it, she doesn't feel like she belongs. It feels like she doesn't have a job, which means she's going to get fired or kicked out. So let's go back to my father. So here's the really weird thing. She was complaining and whining and griping, but it wasn't really bad, but it was consistent. In fact, every time I went there, she was, Gary, Gary, take your feet off the furniture. Gary, and it was just kind of, but it wasn't over the top. Now here is the secret that I was talking about earlier. Here's the key. So here's the difference. What happens is, she is fighting for your relationship at this next phase. So the first phase, she's griping, she's complaining, might even yell once in a while, but it's not over the top. But she might even get angry, but it's not over the top. It's not this emotional, raging thing. So when a woman begins to freak out, when a woman starts panicking, when she's like really angry, and especially if she's mad at the little things, and you're like, what's the big deal? It was just a garbage. But she's acting like it's World War II or someone just passed away, and she's yelling and screaming. That's when she is fighting for everything she's got. She's fighting for your marriage. She's fighting for your love. She's fighting to keep this relationship alive. That's the turning point. At that point, if you don't intervene, the relationship's over. Here's the really weird thing. Believe it or not, I know it sounds bizarre, especially to the Western male, because I was not raised, what I'm telling you, I was not raised this way at all. And it ruined every relationship that I had. If I would have gotten up, if my dad would have gotten up and did what he was told, took out the garbage, did the dishes, and he consistently did that, the marriage is over. And it only takes a few weeks to a few months. It's done. Now here's the secret, and even though he taught it to me, I missed it when it came to this girl that I really loved. We were in this fighting back and forth relationship for years, Here's the problem. She came over again to cook, and I said, no, no, baby, you don't got to do that for me, because I felt I was taught, like, that's wrong, Michael, that's wrong. Don't ever let a woman cook for you or clean for you. You do it. You be independent. Here's the funny thing. That's the exact advice women give to their daughters, too, and it really works. So here's the thing. One day she came over with a bucket, a mop, some cleaning stuff, some towels, and I'm like, and a vacuum. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, I came over to clean. Now here's the deal. She was uber happy, just like when she was cooking, right? And so I was like, baby, you don't have to do, and now I was like pretty adamant, like, baby, you don't have to do that. It's okay. She's like, but I want to. Now she's begging me, and I just thought that was so weird. Here's the deal, that now her system, like, this is reverse. It's like she's feeling like, like, I'm trying to love you. I'm trying to be a part of your life. Now here's the deal. It's like she wants to be on the baseball team, but I'm saying, no, you're not allowed to join the team. She wants to be on your business. She wants to work for you. She wants to be an employee. You're saying, no, you can't work for me. She wants to be a part of the family is what she's saying. But as a modern raised by women Western male, you were taught, no, don't let a woman do anything for you because you're abusing her. You're a chauvinist pig. There's a book by Cesar Millan that I read. It's called Be the Pack Leader. Now, it's a book on how to train your dog. Now, here's the interesting thing. He said, I come from a third world country where we don't have a lot of food and healthy stuff, etc. He goes, you come to America, the dogs have the best food. And he was talking like Hollywood and Los Angeles, the people that had millions of dollars. He goes, and their dogs would have skin diseases and scratching and itchiness and all these problems and medical issues. He goes, and I couldn't figure out. He goes, our dogs are so healthy. He goes, like I couldn't figure out what it was. He goes, so for years I looked into, is there something wrong with the food? He goes, no, these are dogs are given meat, actual meat and healthy food and, or whatever, okay? And so he goes, it doesn't make any sense. So after years of living here, he realized what it was. He goes, these dogs were not given a job. The problem is the way dogs, the way they had developed over years and years is dogs always worked for humans. They either hunted for us or they killed. Now little dogs, he described every dog, like the littler dogs, they were bred to kill rats and mice and spiders and stuff like that to get them out of the house. And then you have the dogs, I think it's the Springer Spaniels that were designed to scare birds and roost birds out of the bushes, and then we would shoot them and take them home and eat them for dinner. And then there was the hunter dogs, and then there's the guard dog. He goes, whatever type of dog it is, it has some kind of job. He goes, even the little cute dogs that do nothing, well, their job is to act like an infant baby for women who are over the age of past menopause because they can't have a baby anymore, and it meets that need of nurturing. So every dog has a job. Now here's the deal. Here's what he figured out. He said, you got these people that have plenty of money. And he goes, even the average American home, they had plenty of money to feed the dog healthy because it wasn't the food. It wasn't anything like that at all. They were getting healthy baths and good shampoos and oils. And he goes, what it turns out, it was a psychological thing. So you as a human, you look at the dog, it's got its own rug right in front of the fireplace at night on a cold winter evening or a cool evening in the summer, and it's this thick little bedding it has or whatever, rug, and it's laid down, and you're like, oh, that dog has the best life. It's so happy, blah 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 blah. It's got a good life. But what you don't realize, the dog's looking at you going, shit, when's this guy gonna kick me out? I haven't paid rent in like 10 months. That's literally how they feel. There have been studies on wolf packs and on dogs and the way dogs used to be, or when dogs get into packs. You have to earn your way to stay in the pack, to stay in the family. You have to work. You have to contribute to the family. And if you don't contribute to the family, you get kicked out. And not only that, but you kind of feel like a piece of shit. And this goes for humans too, not just women, men and women. I'm like, when I'm reading this, like, well, yeah, this is a human thing. When you like live at home like forever and your parents pay, even if your parents are filthy rich, you still kind of feel like a piece of shit if you're not doing something. But not only that, but you didn't pay your rent. And that's really a good example, because it's like, well, the dog's going, well, when is this person going to kick me out? So the thing is, you're thinking, oh, that dog's so comfortable, it's got a good life. No, it's going, fuck, dude, I'm like, fuck, like, what am I going to do? They're going to kick me out any day now. And that's why they get nervous, because every day, day and night, that's what they feel. Guess what? Humans go through this too. So what Cesar says, he goes, look, here's the deal. Even if your dog isn't a guard dog or a hunter dog, and you live in the city or, you know, like in a neighborhood, he goes, here's what you do though. He goes, you get the leash, you put them on the leash, and one thing he says, you make them sit, and you're the leader, and you say sit, and if it's jumping up and down, you don't get the leash until it calms down. Then you put on, you walk to the door. If he runs in front of you, you stop. You let it know that you're the leader, okay? So then what happens, he goes, when you get it outside, he goes, you take your right hand or whatever hand you unleash you with, and you go sniff, sniff, and like search the bush. And it feels like it's looking for danger or looking for rats or looking for something. And it's like, okay, good. And then now let's go on to the next one. And then about half a block later, you go search this area, search this bush or this tree or, you know, whatever. And you do that for about 20 or 30 minutes. And then you take it home. And when it eats its food, you didn't give it the food. It earned it. That's how it feels. So then when it goes to bed and it sleeps on that nice warm, you know, plush, you know, I don't know, whatever it is, like carpet or whatever you put in front of the fireplace, it's not like, oh, this person gave it to me. It's like, no, I paid for this. I paid rent. I earned this. And now it feels like it's a part of the family. Guess what? That's how women feel too. When I read this book, I looked back on what my dad was trying to tell me and what Cesar Millan, he's the one who got me to understand this. I remember when my Laotian girlfriend was trying to cook for me and she came over to clean. I felt so guilty. I was like, look, I was not raised that way. I cannot let you do this again. My mother would kill me. She literally almost cried. I could like the depression that came over. She was sad. I mean, and I'll tell you what, from those 4 events, not letting her do something for me, the relationship was over. I literally killed it. I remember hugging her and she goes, but why? I remember hugging her because she got so sad. I'm like, baby, it's okay. This isn't a bad thing. And I really was trying to make her feel good, which is now I'm taking away that job too. So there was a time when she snuck some of her Laotian food over and put it in the kitchen and didn't tell me. She snuck out when I went to the bathroom and brought it in, and then she started to cook, and I was taking a shower. I'm like, what are you doing? She was, oh, I'm cooking for you. She was happy and excited, and I'm like, okay, and I wasn't exactly happy. And then we afterwards we had rented a movie and we were watching it sitting on the couch. And we had the lights off, and so she got up and snuck into the kitchen. She turned on the light and she was quietly cleaning the dishes. And after a minute, I'm like, whoa, like I thought she got up to go to the bathroom. Like after 10 minutes, like, hey, what are you doing? I go, baby, I'll do that. She goes, no, it's okay. I'll do it for you. And she was really happy. Well, once again, I said, no, come back to the couch and let's watch the movies. I'll do it. And we're watching the movie. I'm getting lulled into the movie. I'm getting really caught up again. And then she snuck off again. She was, I'll be right back, baby. I'm like, oh, okay. And after about 10 minutes, I'm like, wait, where is she? I went to the kitchen. I'm like, babe, what are you doing? She goes, baby, I want to do the dishes for you. And she was begging me, like, please. And once again, I made her come back to the couch. I'm like, baby, you don't got to, because here I am trying to do things for her. Guess what? It killed my relationship, and literally from that day forward, it was a battle. She started sneaking around. She didn't come over. She didn't call. It was over. I killed it. Humans, men and women, need to feel like we belong. And here's the deal. If you're just doing nothing, you're not a part of the group. I remember women in churches going, everyone needs to do their part. And I was a little kid. I'm like, oh, whatever. I had no idea what that meant. Another word for family is team. A family is a team. Everyone needs to do their part because it makes them belong. Now they deserve to be there. It's not something that was handed to them and any day it can be taken away. Just like if you pay for your car, they can't take it away from you. You're making your monthly payments. The police will protect you. The law will protect you. The judges will protect you. As long as you're part of the family, you belong and you get to stay. And now you can relax. And now you can enjoy life and feel love and happiness. Well, I took that away from her. I remember her kind of moaning and complaining and bitching over the stupidest things. I'm like, what's your problem? Like, Jesus, and here I am. I do everything for you. Yeah, that's the problem, Mike. All I'm going to say is this. As I look back on my mother-in-law and how happy she was happy, now to me, now here's the deal. You got to understand, you are not a woman, unless you're a woman listening to this when I'm talking to the men. I could, in a billion years, understand why would someone be so effing happy cleaning for 2 or 3 hours the dishes, the living room, the bedroom, the bath, and my mother-in-law was so happy. My girlfriend was the same way. When she came over that mop and whatever, when she was cleaning, oh man, she was so happy. When she came over to cook for me, she was thrilled through the roof. I literally took that away from her. I took that happiness. I took that joy away from her. And I was happy all the time. And I took that joy of her trying to make me happy away from her. And on top of it, I was trying to make her happy all the time, which meant, well, I don't have a job here. I guess he's going to kick me out any day. But here's the deal. Before she went silent, here's the next phase. She literally started to argue. She would fight. She would get mad. She started to yell. She would storm out. The warning signs were there. And then all of a sudden she went silent. I missed it. Turns out she was fighting for a relationship. And when things got peaceful, I thought she finally became happy. I thought we were finally getting along. She wanted to be part of this family. She wanted to be a part of this team so badly, and I just wouldn't let her. It's like, no, you can't be a part of the team. I'll do everything. I don't need you. Everyone needs to feel needed, men and women. Give her a job. Let her cook. Let her clean. Let her massage you. Let her do things for you. Step out of the way. Let her do it. So I'm at my dad's house. And I'm like, Dad, he goes, Michael, look how happy she is. And when she finished, she was so happy. I'm thinking, oh shit, she's going to start yelling and screaming. God damn it, Gary, do the goddamn thing. No, she never did that. And when she walked out, she goes, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store. I forget, she went somewhere. Maybe went to pick up her daughter, but whatever. And he goes, Michael, see how happy she is? And I'm like, wow, yeah, Dad, you're right. But I still felt guilty. It wasn't until after I lost another relationship, and then I finally read Cesar Millan's book, Be the Pack Leader. There's a lot more to being a pack leader, such as learning how to ground yourself emotionally, because when you're flipping out and all excited and maybe even angry, your dog picks up on all of that. Guess what? Women pick up on your emotions as well. If you're panicking, if you're nervous, if you're scared, guess what? She's picking up on that too. And she's going to express that also, just like a dog will. Because this is the function of the right brain. You're feeling the vibe, literally. If you're angry, she's going to get angry. If you're freaking out, if you're panicking, she does too. So will a dog. A dog literally becomes the owner. Guess what? Children, they take on your energy as well. So when a dog is like acting up or being kind of crazy or aggressive or mean or just loud and obnoxious, or so here's what happens. Let's say you're really frustrated, you're holding it inside. You're not expressing it outwardly to people, but it's inside and you're kind of there. Children, wives, dogs, they pick up on this and they begin to express it in one way or another. A child might act erratic, it might act out, behavior, bad behavior, get depressed, whatever. It's an expression of your energy. When I teach you these internal awareness techniques, you'll become very aware of it. Now here's the deal. I'm at a place now where I can look at a dog and then I'll look at the person like, oh shit, that dog's expressing what that person is holding down inside. It becomes obvious. This is why women are testing you. They're testing you to see if you're emotionally grounded. Now, a lot of you guys are like, what's emotionally grounded? Well, it's something you're going to have to learn how to do. It's one of the 3 core pillars of my course, Crack the Female Code for Men. It's something that I condition into you throughout the entire course every single day. Your life will shift once you learn how to do this. So here's some things you can do. Number one, let her do things for you. Stop stopping her. Let her do it. Number two, you can begin to ask her to do things for you. It could be as simple as, hey babe, on the way home, can you, go to the grocery store and can you get me some 7-Up or some Coca-Cola or whatever you want. Ask her to do things for you. Hey babe, do you mind ironing my shirt or, anything. So we may not be saving children's lives like my mother did, but you will be saving your marriage, your relationship, and your love. If you guys want to learn more and really understand women, buy my book, Crack the Female Code. Go to seductionpower.com. Alright guys, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.